I really love that outro. That Solid has. Really nice, heartwarming outro. But you know what time it is right now. It's time to bring in Nick Black. He's been hanging out with us, doing what he does in the crypto markets. So let's bring in Nick Black in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Your heart is warmed.
It was warmed, man. Did you hear?
You have a warm heart, huh?
You must not have been in the main room to hear what he was saying about holding your loved ones and all that stuff. That was nice.
That's cute.
I like. You didn't like it.
Maybe that'll make your balance sheet go straight up.
Love is important.
Man,
Nick Black.
My loved ones, you will find them cold and dead, frozen on the side of a bank of ice and snow before you peel me away from my crypto news.
And that's your key to success.
That's my dedication to digital heavyweights and American Institute of Crypto Investors. And I will never feel any self-pity. You will find me cold and dead on the side of an ice bank before ever for 1 second having felt sorry for myself. That's one thing I don't tolerate. Like even the people that I work with, when people start going their little pity party, nah, man, I ain't trying to hear it. You want to go feel sorry for yourself? F off, clock out, go feel sorry for yourself. Go cry in the river or something like that. I ain't trying to hear it, man. This is a place for psychopaths and snipers if you want to get paid. And I'm not saying you have to live your whole life that way, but you better live a certain percentage of it that way. This old happy, feel-good stuff, kissing puppies, cats, and all that, that's great. But it will get you gutted. It'll get your face melted off in these markets. So that's cool. That's cool. Hug someone. Just don't hug me. You're going to get headbutted in the face.
So brutal, Nick. What are you up to today, man? What's the plan for this next half hour?
Well, we welcome, by the way, to the American Institute for Crypto Investors. This is the live show. And we have a pretty full show for you today. Obviously, we go into a lot of depth in all of this stuff in the digital heavyweights, but this is just a way to get an idea of what's going on in the markets. We'll do a little review of the markets. They're quiet, not really doing a whole lot, which is fine because that's very investable. We will look at Bitcoin kind of sloshing around, GOX. We have a little bit of news there, so that's kind of interesting. Are they going to be dumping tokens on the market? Well, yes. Is it going to be soon? Soon-ish. But I'll actually go to the article for that. That way I'm not misquoting something that they are trying to quote. We got some questions regarding Cardano. We got some questions regarding, obviously, GOX and Ethereum. The merge is coming, what we like to refer to colloquially as the convergence. So we'll see. Lots of interesting things. Anything interesting in your world, Eric?
Not much, Nick. I've just missed being on the show with you, man. So I'm really excited for the next, what is only now 23 more minutes.
Do you have your shirt says G Fuel?
Yes.
Do you have a cool way to say it?
G Fuel.
That's
G Fuel. Drink it today.
G Fuel?
G.
Or is it like one of those German words? Gefühl.
Oh, I like that.
I stepped in Gefühl. Honey,
Gefühl.
Please bring the bleach strips. I stepped in Gefühl.
I'm going to talk to them. I want my sponsorship back, the amount of airtime we're giving them right now.
Not one person watching this knows what Gefühl is, other than now they think it's something that you step on that your pet left.
That's probably true. Let's take us into the markets, though, Nick.
Let's look at the markets and see if there's anything exciting going on. And it's kind of quiet. So as we look at the main assets, well, the entire space is just under $1 trillion market cap. So we're waiting for the GOX tokens, Magic the Gathering online exchange. Yeah, that's what it actually was. It's pretty ridiculous. So we're waiting for that. We'll see. Let me do a little refresh so that I can say hi to people that are in the chat. And hopefully you guys are looking kind of around Bitcoin, but not at Bitcoin. Really quick note to someone I saw in the chat, Binance.us offering any percent on anything. Stay away. Stay away from Binance. I don't know. there's some questions that the U.S. government, well, it's not a question. It's very public. They are probing. There was I don't know what side of litigation they're on, but they asked a lot of questions that didn't get answered to Binance, the main Binance. And if you look at the history of Binance.us, everybody that goes to work there, all the upper executives tend to cycle out pretty quickly. When you see that kind of C-level executive turnover, that is a really bad sign. You know, we do our 5 T's, right? Team, token, technology, timing, tokenomics, why the token, like the team part is the most important. And when the team is churning and rolling over, that is a really bad sign. Oh, and also when that's all happening and there's a US judicial probe that's not being answered, and CZ, who, whether you like him or not, seems to be like hopping and skipping around on extradition countries and international waters, you know, maybe stay away from it. So stay away from Binance and Binance US and anything that rhymes with Binance, like mainstream finance. What? Anyway, just be careful where you put your currency units. They can offer you 1,000,000,000,000%. If their exchange gets shuttered or they have some kind of mistake, offering 6% on Cardano is not great when you can get 7.7% aggregate with Daedalus. That's what the average has been, almost 8%, between 7 and 8%, depending on which stake pools you're in and whatnot. So why on earth would you get less and give up the autonomy of owning your tokens? So you would always rather, as a general rule, stake your tokens as close to the protocol as possible. Daedalus is a private wallet that you run on your computers, Cardano and Cardano assets, and it's yours. You own it. It's your stuff. You can stake, unstake, borrow, lend, whatever. Matter of fact, the first lending protocol is, or lending platform for Cardano and Cardano native assets is going live on September 13th, I believe. I believe it's September 13th. Is that interesting? No, not really, but it's probably the first legitimate foray into decentralized finance for the Cardano ecosystem. So that's very interesting to me. Daedalus, 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 as you go back, I believe, to Greek mythology. If you look up Daedalus wallet for Cardano, you will go to IOG or IOHK, which is the actual company, and you would download it from there. 4 hours to download. Oh, that would be quick, Brian. You're downloading, when you download Daedalus, you're downloading the entire history of Cardano. So not data list, Daedalus. Brian has it spelled correctly in the chat. Daedalus, Daedalus. All right. What's going on with Bitcoin? Nothing. We're waiting for MT GOX. We're going to talk about that in a second. What's going on with Ethereum? Well, about 2.5 months ago, we went all the way down to the high 800s, all the way up to 2,000. Then we overcorrected again last week, back to 14 and change. Now we're back up to 15. We got almost to 16. This is about the area where we're probably going to be flat for a while. Notice, look at the 30-day. Bitcoin down. It's getting punished. Oh, by the way, did you hear Michael Saylor, tax fraud, Washington, D.C.? Did you hear about that, Eric?
I did not hear about that, Nick. No.
Yeah, so Washington, D.C. is going after him for about $100 million worth of tax fraud damages. Oh, this is anyway, that's the guy that told everyone when Bitcoin was almost 60,000. I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous. On CNBC, to mortgage your houses and buy Bitcoin.
That's not the best idea when you look at where Bitcoin is right now.
You shouldn't even mortgage your house to buy houses. You know, man. Anyway, just be careful. There's a lot of bad guru advice floating around out there. Not all noise is equal value noise. You gotta dial down. There's a lot of noise. Like Eric, in the gaming space, how much nonsense is out there versus like quality games?
Are you talking about like how many games are quality versus how many are trash? Or
yeah.
I mean, I'm in the mobile gaming space. That's where I really focus the majority of my time. So there's a lot more trash. I'd say you get about 15% really quality, if that, 10% quality games and a lot of real trash out there.
I think this kind of 10% is a good rule of thumb. 90% of what you hear 90% of what you're sold and what you're told is garbage. Just garbage, dumpster juice. Just get a dumpster at the scummiest bar you've ever driven by, and on a Sunday morning after you've had a full weekend of really incredible behavior, just take that dumpster, turn it on its corner, and just guzzle. Just drink it up.
It's just gross thinking about it.
Yep. And that's basically what you're getting in the news. So you have to be very careful. You're just getting so much noise, so much junk, so much dumpster juice and shenaniganery. These guys, all of these legends, everybody goes, Nick, how do you have such a crystal ball for all these creeps? You don't need a crystal ball. You listen to these dudes talk for 5 seconds and you know they're sketch. Listen to Sam Bankman-Fried Chicken talk himself into a quagmire and you go, something's not right. And you just mark, okay, something doesn't feel right. Click. Is he a criminal? Probably not. But is he someone you can really trust? No. Go listen to Mike Novogratz, sorry. My brain's trying to erase him as quick as possible. Does that sound like a guy you can trust? No. Something doesn't feel right. Michael Saylor, a lot doesn't feel right. Do Kwon, 13. Listen, you can read any one of his trillions of tweets where anybody would attack Luna and say, this doesn't make sense. The math doesn't work. He would be like, you're stupid. You're the dummy. Oh, okay. Right. So just listen to the noise and filter this crap out. There's so much crap in the market. The numbers right now, this is kind of all you need. Your 5 T's and the numbers. I know it's bad to distill it down to that simple, but it really is kind of that simple. You can see the story playing out. Take any of these assets. I like Live Coin Watch. For those of you that are trying to kind of say, how would I wrap my mind around this? Go to livecoinwatch.com. You can set up a little free portfolio tracking thing. Put the assets that you like, give them little stars. Those are your favorites. The little hearts, a little cute little heart. There's your heart. There's your lovey-dovey stuff.
Oh,
right?
You brought it in. I knew you had it in you, Nick. You got hearts all over your screen right here. Loving guy. I knew it.
Just give some little hearts, some little hugs and kisses to the assets that you like. And stop. Oh, sorry, I touched the wrong button.
That's good music. I know those tunes right there.
It is good music. It's nice. Your music, and I like it. And I try to get Brandon to play it. He's like, I don't know where it is. I'm like, you sometimes. I'm going to put a check mark next to your name, Brandon.
He's
anyway,
sus.
Super sus. So when you look at these assets, look at the 24-hour, the 7-day, the 30-day, the 90-day, the 1 year. There's your story. So if you know what the team looks like, right? You know what their technology looks like, their software implementations. You know the timing. Is it ready for the market? Is it too late? Is it never going to come? Right? You know the tokenomics, the structure of the token, who owns what, when are the lockups, when are the unlocks, how's this going to look, how's it going to play out, how has it played out, what's the market, the penetration among their industry similars, and then why does the token exist or should it exist? If you know that and you know the history over the last year, it will tell you investable or not. Because if it passes all the 5 T's, which I like to give like 5 points to each one, and then anything like 18 points or better, like in my mind, like, okay, this feels like I would invest in it. And then if it falls within my categories, infrastructure, some stable assets, some store of value, a couple of lottery tickets, or AI, which is my next big space after infrastructure, then I say, okay, it fits in, it follows the 5 T's, it scores all right. Now let me look at the history. Is it investable? Well, that's easy. So just go to the 1 year and click on the 1 year and get it where the biggest losers are at the top. And then you just go and find of your investable assets that you really like, which ones are punished the most. And if you're one of these people like, I like to gamble, I like to take risks, well, then all of your work has been done. You can look at this and you can make your risk tolerance based investments with this list. I like Filecoin. So I sold a bunch of it really high. How did I know it was going to go down? No. But I had made 10
millions
20,
of dollars.
I made a 40x on it. 40.
Nice job.
So I thought, well, it might be time to, rejigger that. So I did. So now I'm buying back my original position because I'm on so much house money. And so that's okay. Do I like Filecoin? Yes. Distributed data. Do I like Flow? Yes. That's Dapper Labs. They're doing all sorts of cool stuff. And they're underneath NBA Top Shots and a bunch of other very cool, very forward thinking NFT. It's the only NFT really, other than Ethereum, I guess, and Matic kind of, it's the only pure NFT protocol. Matrix AI, no, it's a dumpster coin. However, it's a lottery ticket on AI. You know when AI is about to get very popular? It's coming pretty soon. There's a certain date that's very important. Eric, do you know what date that is?
I knew you were going to ask me, and I don't know the date.
Do you want to guess? I'll give you a guess.
It would be
either
multiple choice.
September 30th or some other day. What's your guess?
It's got to be September 30th then.
You know things.
I'm good. I always was good at multiple choice on the tests.
I'm not going to tell you guys yet why September 30th. I will tell the heavyweights. There's something very interesting coming September 30th. Those of you very clever, very sleuthy individuals, you may already know what I'm talking about. I think it's a game changer. It's definitely a psychological game changer for a large percentage of humans. We'll see how it plays out. I think it's a big deal. Anyway, this is a way to extremely, and this is a super lottery ticket, and this is not a recommendation either. This is just a way that I've seen some people, because look at the market cap, 850K, meaning like 3 of us here could buy that, basically buy all the outstanding shares of this company. Would we do it? No, it's garbage, but you get a lot of tokens for a couple $100. Anyway,
love that.
AGIX down 90%. Yes, I want it. Why? It's Ben Gortzel. It's Sophia. It's Sophia Dow. It's Mindplex. It's Hypercycle. It's Rejuve. It's the father of Singularity DAO. It's the father of NewNet. It's AI approaching AGI. Yup. Fetch. AI. Yup. Singularity DAO. Yup. 84, 88%. These are down 90%, meaning if you just believe that these assets are going to ever get back to where they were less than a year ago, you have a 10x that is laughing at you. And what's the greatest part is most people they'll look at this, the people like that are more traditional kind of equity-based investors, and good for you. I'm not besmirching anyone. They'll say the crypto's dead. Crypto's been dead like 450 times. Dummies. Crypto ain't dead. That's like saying electricity is dead. Whale oil is the winner. Well, that's ridiculous. All right. Although there's probably some people in Norway that have whale oil blubber candles still, I guess. Look, man,
They're reliable.
If you're still killing whales to make candles, you're a jerk. You need to be sterilized. You just are a jerk human. I don't care what your argument. My people have killed whales for 4,000 years. Your people need to stop existing. You can just go get a candle at Rite Aid or Ralph's. Bought some candles this morning.
Do you get the really nice? Do you get like the really nice smelly ones?
Well,
you do.
I'm a discount candle guy.
I would believe that 100%. You like a deal.
Listen, I have $100 budget. I spent $36 today buying candles.
How many candles did you get?
5.
Okay. Are they big candles in the jars or are they little?
No, they're like
candles?
this big, but they're this big. But what's cool, they were on sale from $14.99 to $6.99.
That's a good deal.
Of course, I loaded up.
I would feel good about that too. Yeah. Hey, Nick, do you want to go to some of the questions that we have, or you still have some assets you want to take a peek at?
I'm just saying, I think the main story for today is take a little of your own personal time, go to live or some other tracking software, put in the tokens that you like that have passed your own 5T kind of inspection, and go through the list, and you'll see what you need. And then look at your current portfolio and just do some very easy analysis. A and B. A is what I own. B is what's down a ridiculous amount. Maybe I should, and this will help you rebalance. And if you're always in a state of balance and rebalance, rather than what's the next 10x, 100x, blah, 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 because you've already done that research with your 5Ts, or you just subscribe to digital heavyweights and just copy and paste everything that we talk about, which also might be a strategy for winning, but it's not one. I mean, you shouldn't tell people that's how you got rich. Tell people that you did it by a bunch of deep research and introspection and really understanding markets. Don't be like, yeah, I did digital heavyweights, I got rich. They're gonna be like, what? I mean, I guess you could tell them that, but you shouldn't. You should tell them that you did it.
It's not a lie.
All right, let's do some questions.
All right.
Oh, wait.
What?
Wait.
What did we miss?
We got to do a real quick talk about MT GOX.
Okay. You this is your show, Nick. You talk about what you like.
Well, this is easy. This is super easy. The only thing, creditors, people that lost currency units, Bitcoin and MT GOX, they have until September 15th to make a claim, make a transfer. Like, everything is done. Basically the hammer drops. Boom. September 15th. Anybody else that wants to get in, that's it. That's the law. That's the line in the sand. And then at that point, my guess is about 30 days to 45 days, then they'll start making distributions. So when is Bitcoin going to get kicked in the softies? Well, probably mostly in between about now and when those tokens come out. So my guess is in the next 60 days, you don't want to be probably adding into Bitcoin. You can invest in the layer ones. You can invest in AI. You can invest in a lot of things in the space right now that have already been beaten up. Bitcoin, I would shy away from. I would stay away from that for now. Plus, it's kind of illiquid. That's all you really need to know. Where's our money? And then this guy's got Starbucks. He's like, I don't know where your money is. Guess who that guy is? That's Mark Karpelès. You know who he is, Eric?
I don't know him.
So he was the CEO of MT GOX. And then he basically said, oh, it's all gone. 850,000 Bitcoin's been hacked, everyone. Well, then the Japanese government put handcuffs on him. And guess what he found?
Well, I think he found the tokens.
Well, he found 200,000 of them.
Wow. And it only took cuffs.
Once the handcuffs were on, he's like, oh, listen. When I said 850,000 was gone, I meant 650. I found 200. You found 200,000 Bitcoin. Mark, you found them.
Crazy.
I can't believe that dude's, well, sheesh. He shouldn't be drinking that drink. Just looking at him, I think that's a diabetic risk.
It's a Starbucks.
That's all I'll
drinking.
say. I think it's a diabetic risk.
Sure.
It is Starbucks, right? That's the green straw.
It looks at least maybe a knockoff. But hey, Nick, why don't we get to one or two questions before we're out of here for today? So Dr. Rob wants to know, Nick, if a bunch of Bitcoin is released, don't they need Ethereum to move it?
What?
I guess
no.
Isn't he talking about like moving it from a place to I don't know, into MetaMask?
Listen, just real quick. Bitcoin is its own protocol. Bitcoin doesn't run on top of Ethereum. You don't need a bunch of Ethereum to do anything. This is so listen, as these protocols get more efficient, you don't need much to move. As the transactions get cheaper, it gets easier and easier and less friction to make these little transactions. Meaning that the token is needed less and less. Now, people might lock tokens up to receive a dividend or run a bunch of transactions on top, and different areas in the community might start to hoard the tokens for some kind of ability to purchase later on. And you may have some kind of something that smells a lot like an equity, kind of a veneer on top of these tokens. But these tokens are not equity. It's just the closest thing you can get. It's not equity, and you don't need Ethereum to do anything other than like operate a MetaMask wallet and pay fees. Ethereum is gas that's burned on the network. Bitcoin, all of these protocols, Bitcoin included, when you do a transaction, they just take a tiny, tiny, tiny little fee. That fee is given to the community that is validating those transactions. That's how you incentivize that behavior. All right, let's knock out another question.
You know what? I want you to tell everybody what's going on tomorrow in the digital heavyweights. I know you have some stuff going on that maybe people should know about. Plus, you know what, Nick? We have 690 members right now in digital heavyweights. You're doing all right. It's a good group.
690 is cool. It's not 1,000.
Not yet.
I guess there's only 690 people that want to retire early. I guess everybody else wants to work their way up into middle management until their hands are hamburger meat and they have to headbutt the keyboard and they have to get one of those big letters so they can headbutt each letter, or they'll just get like the little thing where you can just blow bubbles and then like use your eyes to pick the keys on the screen and and that's how you'll communicate.
So you're saying it's easier for people to just join the digital heavyweights today?
If you're not an expert, rent one.
There you go. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not an expert in a lot of things. You know what I do? I rent them. I don't make my own coffee. I go to Starbucks.
So what's happening in digital heavyweights, and let's get out of here for the day.
Tomorrow we'll go live. Obviously we have our kind of institutional kind of client portfolio management type thing where we look at the markets, we look at the options markets, we look at what the plays would be there, we look at our portfolios, we make sure they are balanced, we make sure we are set up to kind of benefit from the next kind of expansionary phase in the space. Also look at, some real-time options ideas, and also some little lottery ticket plays that might make sense. And if you were to do them, how do you do them and what percentage to do them? You just got to be on these lottery tickets. You can make big wins. I mean, look at the success of microcurrency, like what Tom does, because you make tiny, tiny little, very, very strategic bets. They can pay off big time. You just have to be careful that doesn't become a shift in mindset where you become a net gambler. You just have to understand that, okay, if only 5% of my portfolio was lottery, then only 5% of my headspace needs to be considering like in that mind frame, in that headspace, if that makes sense. But anyway, yes, you can join us and you can find all of the riches and success, and people will laud you and they will clap their hands and they will rejoice. They will throw their hands up in support of you. They will hoist you to their shoulders and feed you the finest meats and cheeses that the land has to offer, because the simplicity of their simple plebeian games makes you laugh. You laugh at their simpleness.
Hey, Nick, in chat, we have Denny from New York saying every time they go to join the digital heavyweights, the price keeps going up. I have two things to say about it.
It's going to keep going up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Man,
but
you guys know how much I charge per hour? Just ask some of my clients. They would.
You expensive, man. Nick. You expensive.
And I'm raising my rates. 2022, this is for you. 2023, that's for me.
Oh, I like that. So yes, call now. And if you have any questions, calling the phone number does not mean that you're instantly buying. Call the number, talk to Gabe and his team. They can give you information, see if there's anything upcoming offers.
It's not one of those 9-7. Remember the 976 numbers where the second you called it was like $40 an hour? And it's like, hey,
I never called those numbers.
What are you wearing? I'm like, just a t-shirt. I was trying to get a pizza.
Wrong number.
Just a Domino's pizza? Oh, you like to play with Domino's? I think this is the wrong number. I think maybe I meant to call someone else. Oh, you called the right person. Is this Sheila or is this Steve? What do you want? Okay, no. Anyway, but I like Domino's pizza and Denny's. I like Denny's. You know how good Denny's is?
Yum.
Never eaten at Denny's.
I haven't.
You know what the translation of Denny's is?
Late night food.
Maybe. Do you know what the translation of La Quinta is?
No.
Or no, wait, La Quinta.
No idea.
Next to Denny's.
Would you look at that?
And on that note. We must bid you adieu. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Join the heavyweights. Don't do anything my poor insolvent drunk strung out on meth grandmother or Brandon or Eric or Brerick wouldn't do. I'd say Ryan, but he's a no coiner. We don't talk to no coiners.
Oof.
Don't be a no coiner, man. Don't you be a no coiner. We'll see you tomorrow. Digital Heavyweights. Pew pew. Pew pew.